Church Commissioners are responsible for managing the historic assets of the Church of England. The money which is made available to the Church is used in a number of different ways. Some is used by local parishes to help them, where they are, spread the mission of Jesus Christ to their communities. It's a real privilege to see the innovative ways in which those parishes are able to serve their communities and make such a difference. The project you're about to see is just one of those, where a group of people take art as its subject and creatively are able to develop ways in which they can make a difference. In this particular example, it's with school children.
We're here in Wisbech, which is an inland seaport. It's a place of great poverty and need. And so we have the gift here of St Peter's Parish Lodge. And it was the house of the assistant curate, but we decided to turn it into an international centre for artists in residence. So we've been doing some of these projects, and we applied to the Church Commissioners for the Developing Church Growth in Deprived Areas Fund. We have a week-long artist in residency every month, and what we do is we start the week by having the theologian, visiting theologian, or myself, welcome the children into the lodge. We have some sort of warm-up exercises, and then I talk about the theme of the week. And I invite questions, and so we think a little bit deeper about that, and then we pray. We begin everything with prayer. So then I introduce the artist in resident. This week it's Pat who is doing giant processional puppets, and so she spends a week with the two schools, the first school in the morning, the second school in the afternoon, and everything culminates on a Friday when we invite the school community, families, the parish community to all come together for a celebration of the children's work.
Welcome to Wisbech!
It's brilliant actually here, because normally I have to go into a school for about 2 hours and then have to clear up and then take everything away and then bring it back again. Where here you've got the luxury of being able to leave it and then come back to it. Things are not in a hurry, where they take time and they're not rushed. And there's the fact that they can leave their work out and not have to. And then they come back the next day and do a little bit more to it. So it's more like an ongoing project for the whole week, and then they see the end product.
To say to young people who have low aspirations, yes, you can do this, you can make these things. And we can do this together. And there's a wonderful spirit that we've observed here at St Peter's Lodge of when everyone is working together, the spirit is present. So when we make things together, when we share skills together, we're being the community of Christ, and we're offering life. And that's our great ministry here.
I think it's something out of the curriculum. I think it's something that they can enjoy, and it's something that's slightly different. But obviously they're learning about different cultures and learning to work with different people and working as a team with children that they probably wouldn't normally work with. And certainly this project, I mean, it's great because it's got a purpose, you know, all the saints mean something, and they're learning about that as well. I love working with the kids, I like working with the adults, so yeah, and I think it's nice for them to, well, it's nice for me to see, you know, how they actually sort of progress each day, because when they first come, they wouldn't know what willow was, they wouldn't know how to use tape, and the wire cutters and that sort of thing, so they learn safety. And yeah, it's really nice to see how they grow for the end of the week. And then the more arguing who's going to push it.
We, as Anglicans, haven't had much luck of talking to communities such as the Portuguese, who are Roman Catholics. We had a project where we started a tradition of naming child saints in Advent. So our first girl, Ethelbreda, St Ethelreda, our diocesan patron, was a Portuguese girl called Mia, and we met her mother and we met members of the Portuguese family. And then just before Christmas last year, we were faced with a terrible announcement that a 4-year-old boy in the Portuguese community had died suddenly of meningitis. And so we were able to minister into that situation, which the arts and the Church Commissioners Funds had opened up for us. And so at a funeral on New Year's Eve, with almost all of the local Portuguese community present, we were able to minister in that very difficult situation. I was able to take from the crib, because it was still Christmastide, the child, the baby Jesus. And as I was praying desperately before this young boy, Guilherme's funeral, I was able to take his photograph and place his photograph within the image of the Christ child. And so to a congregation, many of whom had very poor, limited English, they were able to see this powerful image that the boy who had died was very much held by Christ. And my non-existent Portuguese, I couldn't have said that in words, but in this powerful image, everybody saw this. And so I was able to show this at the funeral. That's what our project is about. It's about the power of the image, that we are made in God's image, and that everybody has dignity as a human being. The Church Commissioners grant has been tremendous for us here in Wisbech, because it's enabled us to look ahead, to plan, to be able to really make our visions, our ideas come alive. Not just local artists, but national, regional, international people have been able to participate in this. And so we're bringing the world to this part of England. There is a buzz happening here in the heart of this town that so many people have written of. And I hope and pray that we can continue in this good work of saying to young people who live in poor neighbourhoods that they have so much to say, that they have a voice, and that faith and the arts are a powerful admixture in their lives.